In
You guys
shocking
think that was
developments, a
gonna
plea
happen
deal
so
for Stephan
fast?
Sterns may
Anybody?
conclude soon.
Anybody really think that was gonna happen? I didn't. I was saying 3 days ago, like, hey, look, do you think it's gonna happen? Whatever. I didn't see it coming so quick, but I just want one person to agree that it's gonna be justice for Maddie and she won't be re-victimized. Summer Dunn says, I completely agree that Angel needs to be put to rest peacefully, finally. All right. Black Country Bum. Yeah, caught alive. Great to see you, Jay. Greetings from across the pond and back to you, my friend. All right, let's listen close. Here it is. Breaking news, guys.
This is all day long in this story. Shannon, what have you learned?
Well, sources have told me that a plea deal is now being discussed and could happen as early as Monday afternoon. That would mean life in prison for Stephan Sterns on those sexual battery charges and on the possession of child.
Do you hear that? So that's it. She's telling us right then and there what it is. I'm not guessing. She just said it. It could mean life in prison for Stephan for that one deal. Thank you so much, Foxy Amazon, for that Guilty of Crime membership. And hello to Black Country Bum #1. Everyone say hi. All right, Truth Finder, you're very welcome. Let's keep going. This is a big deal, guys. I think these are going to be the trial or trials of the century, of the decade, maybe.
Porn. Now, sources have told me that those discussions have been underway for a few days and that at least some of the relatives of Madeline Soto would be on board with this decision. Sterns is accused of not only raping the 13-year-old, but also of her murder. It would not be only Sterns, but the state attorney that would have to agree not to take this case to trial.
There you go. So it's a discussion between, now we don't know. Did you just hear that right now? We don't know if his defense approach the prosecution or if the prosecution or the state, whatever you want to call it, approached the defense. They haven't said that yet. So we don't, if the prosecution approached the defense, it's probably more likely it's going to happen. If the defense went to the prosecution and maybe they're trying to do some little sly deal that gets Stephan a better deal, then then there's a difference. There's a huge difference. I don't want to know how Maddie was abused either. I don't want to ever see any pictures. I don't want pictures leaked like in the Delphi case. I did see those pictures in the Delphi case, and I can't get them out of my head ever, guys. Ever, ever, ever will I not see those little girls in the Delphi case unalived. One of them was not dressed. Abby and Livy, no longer alive. All right, Roberta Young, good to see you. Darlene Wolf, I haven't seen you in a while. Have fun. You're headed back to Florida. Hello, hello. Deafening silence. Hello, J Mods chat. Good to see you. All right, breaking news. Here it is.
That trial could mean the death penalty for Stephan Sterns.
Yep.
Now, Sterns is scheduled to go to trial on Tuesday, but a plea would keep the family from a lengthy and very graphic court proceeding. Now, we are also told that could mean a plea for that murder case, too. Nothing has been scheduled online yet for that hearing, but we have reached out to the state attorney's office and to his attorney for information. We have not yet heard back. Now, just so everyone is clear, anything could change before that deal is done. It has to be signed.
Exactly. I'm gonna put it on one more time, and then Clark, it's hard for me to get text messages while I'm filming. I'm not sure if you said you texted me or you emailed me, but email is my best bet, my friend. I really am not able to pull up this my email. I mean, did you email me? You guys, did you email me? Wonder if Jen's not going to be anywhere that she doesn't need to. And I'm not seeing anything from you anywhere. I'm not really sure. I would love if you would email me guilty of crime by J. Okay, you sent me an image. I can't do anything with it, my friend. I can't see it. Okay, now I can see it. All right, so let me look at this. Anyone can you send me this, You texted it to me and I can't share it. All right, let me play this and then I'm going to tell you what it is. It's the case docket for this. And it actually says notice of hearing. It says set on 7/21 at 1:30. Judge Keith Karsten, notice of hearing, felony court minutes. I really want to share it, but I can't share it unless you email it to me. All right. I'll play it one more time. Nancy Jean says Osceola News reports that the lawyer for the M charge was the one that filed for the plea hearing. Does that mean that the M trial is being pled? Interesting. Interesting. That's what I want to know. And I can't see it. I can't share this here. So Osceola News said the lawyer for the M charge was the one that filed the hearing for the plea deal. So Nancy, that means that the one that filed was the defense. That means the defense is the one that filed for a plea and for it to be settled. All right. I'm okay with a plea on the. Let me play this one more time so I can pull that up. So that makes a huge difference, guys. And I'm so glad we're having a discussion. Okay. Now, just because they're throwing in the M word, that does not mean that they're combining the cases. Let's listen one more time.
News right now at 5. Stephan Sterns' trial is set to begin on Tuesday of next week, but we've learned about talk of a possible plea agreement. Good evening. I'm Greg Wormuth.
And I'm Martha Stigowski. Channel 9 Eyewitness News investigative reporter Shannon Butler has been busy working her sources all day long in this story. Shannon, what have you learned?
Well, sources have told me that a plea deal is now being discussed and could happen as early as Monday afternoon. That would mean life in prison for Stephan Sterns on those sexual battery charges and on the possession of child. Sources have told me that those discussions have been underway for a few days and that at least some of the relatives.
That's interesting. So then, I mean, the way we're hearing it here, and I'm going to pull this up, what MM sent to me because it's from the actual court. It sounds like, guys, guess that's my answer to my question. It doesn't sound like they're merging the cases, but it sounds like they're talking about a plea for them. And I'm going to pull that up. Gene P, thank you for explaining the judicial process. Hoping to make, you're absolutely welcome, my friend. You guys know, okay. Nancy Jean emailed the story. Nancy Jean, did you email me the story? Did you send it to me in my email address? I don't see it, my friend. I don't. Guilty of crime. Okay, so I got the WFTV one. That's the one that I read. All right, let's take a look at this. There's more. And I did get yours, MM. And I do want to say this real quick to you guys. Hold on. If I can pull this up. Oh my goodness. This is breaking news, guys. This is pretty crazy. Let me take a look at this real quick. All right. So, okay. The 35,000 pics were from other sites. Okay. But it was CSAM. So the 35,000 pics were all CSAM related. I did get that next article. Let's finish this. We'll go to the next article and then it's a plea deal for both. That's absurdly no press. Yeah. That one, I don't want to hear that. It's not set for both, guys. I'm going to show you that right now. All right. His parents didn't even know about this yet. Deb just found out about it when I texted her. So she didn't know about that yet. That's what I'm going to say. And Nancy sent me something, but you guys, I may send it to myself because she texted it to me and I can't share that with you. So I got a lot of stuff now to share because everybody's sending me stuff and I barely got here. So we'll just call it this. I got a lot to share. Stay tuned in here, guys. Nancy Jean, it's right there. Guilty of crime by J@gmail.com. Look down. Guilty of crime by J. Guilty of crime, BYJ@gmail.com. All right. So here we go. Let's finish this and then I'll go to that. There are more articles. All right. Listen, Carolette says what? All right. Listen, one more time.
I'm Greg Wormuth.
And I'm Martha Stigowski. Reporter Shannon Butler has been busy working her sources all day long in this story. Shannon, what have you learned?
Well, sources have told me that a plea deal is now being discussed and could happen as early as Monday afternoon. That would mean life in prison for Stephan Sterns on the sexual battery charges and on the possession of child porn. Now, sources that told me that those discussions have been underway for a few days and that at least some of the relatives of Madeline Soto would be on board with this decision. Sterns is accused of not only raping the 13-year-old, but also of her murder. It may not be only Sterns, but the state attorney that would have to agree not to take this case to trial. That trial could mean the death penalty for Stephan Sterns. Now, Sterns is scheduled to go to trial on Tuesday, but a plea would keep.
Okay, did you hear that? Again, it's not for the red rum case at all. They're just telling you what it's for. They're saying it's going to be a plea hearing to see if they can come together for the 60 CSAM, and the next trial he could be facing the death penalty. All right, so I'm going to share everything I have with you now. A lot of people are I'm trying to cover up the words, but it just doesn't work. It doesn't work like
family from a lengthy and very graphic court proceeding. Now, we are also told that could mean a plea for that murder case.
Oh, that they just said that it could mean a plea for the red rum case too. So now let's go. I know, I wish they'd stop using that. All right, let's pull this down. I've got the next one for you, and it's going to explain even more and more as we keep going. So let's get into the hearing about the plea deal. So this is straight from Florida and the Osceola News Gazette. When you guys text me, I can't pull it up on my phone, but I had to email it to myself. All right, you guys, I love you guys, but text messages are just crazy right now. All right, guys, hit that like button so we can get this in the algorithm more. I did not see that you gifted a Guilty of Crime membership. Thank you. And Nancy Jean, we're going to do this right now. I just found it. I sent it to myself. No, Jen is not going to walk. This has nothing to do with Jen Soto right now, other than she won't have to go and be subpoenaed, and she won't be on the trial. She won't be at the trial. She won't be on the stand. All right, here we go, guys. This is a new one. New hearing, potentially a plea hearing set for Monday ahead of Stephan Sterns' SA battery trial. There he is. Stephan Sterns, the man accused of the R word and taking Maddie's life, Kissimmee teen Madeline Soto, is scheduled to stand trial for 60 counts of CSAM and the battery for a child under 12 and other SEX crimes starting Tuesday. But now a hearing has been scheduled for Monday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The hearing appeared on the court docket late Friday afternoon. I'm going to pull that up next. I have it. While the circuit court has not been released released the documents into Tuesday, multiple sources are noting Monday's appearance will be a plea hearing, which could change the schedule of the trial for next week. A notice of hearing for Monday has been issued as part of Sterns' M case, the Red Rum case filed by Beth Borden. Yes,